My name is Stephanie Jones-Byrne.
Stephanie, and tell us how difficult it was to bring this important person to this event today.
Well, I don't want to say it was difficult, but it was a lot of work and a lot of planning. And so my colleague Melanie McNair was the one who worked with the publisher to bring Patrisse here on her book tour. And Asheville's not a huge town, and Patrisse is doing a national tour, and so we were really excited to get her. And so it took a lot of planning back and forth, scheduling. And we just let the publisher know that we would be able to bring a lot of energy for an event with Patrisse Cullors here in Asheville, and so they decided to send her. Malaprops has a good reputation that way in terms of bringing in national authors, so that really helped. And then the challenge was just finding the right spot, and we did have a little trouble with that because some of the places that we approached were, I think, just seemed to be a little concerned about having a Black Lives Matter event because I think they were envisioning more potential problems than envisioning what a positive is.
How important is this book or this memoir for the movement?
I think it's incredibly important, and Patrisse actually spoke to the fact that it's not just a memoir, but it's actually a tool for movement building. So I'm unsure of myself right now because I can't say anything any better than she said. I can't say anything any better than Professor Michelle Alexander said last night. So I will just repeat her there, that it's a tool for movement building. So it's a beautiful book, a beautifully written book. It's very poetic, and it tells her personal story, and it also calls people to action. And so Patrisse wrote it with Asha Bandele, who's a journalist and an activist as well, and they really put something together that uses the power of storytelling to also aid in building a movement and inspiring people to be more active for justice.
We encourage our audience to go and get a book. So
yes.
The book just came out like a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, just this week. Just this week, and it's called When They Call You a Terrorist. I don't know if that's appropriate, yeah.
Highly recommend it.
Highly recommend it.
I love seeing Black Asheville and being connected, and I also really value the work that Patrisse and her colleagues are doing, and I feel part of it and stand by it and support it, and to just see her as a human showing up and sharing personally, and also the micro and the macro perspective that she got to share was really wonderful to get to be part of.
Tú trabajas con
Patrisse.
Cuéntanos un poco acerca del trabajo que tiene ella porque está dedicada completamente al movimiento de Black Lives Matter, ¿verdad?
Sí, bueno, ella ha sido organizadora en Los Ángeles y nacional por muchos años, desde que tenía 16 años, y ha trabajado con comunidades que han sido oprimidas por el sistema, por la policía o ecológicamente. Hace unos años, en 2014, después del juicio de Trayvon Martin, el movimiento de Black Lives Matter fue que se hizo muy popular, y Patrisse fue una de las 3 mujeres que empezaron el movimiento de Black Lives Matter. El movimiento habla de las vidas de afroamericanos y negras y cómo podemos apoyar, pero pelear para la dignidad de la gente afroamericana y negra, diciendo que si peleamos por las vidas negras, podemos ver la humanidad de todos, porque en este país los afroamericanos o los africanos que trajeron aquí le quitaron la humanidad desde el principio. Entonces, si nosotros podemos pelear y ver eso más grande, podemos pelear por todos, ¿verdad? Como por los otros movimientos que también son muy importantes.
Y la comunidad latina, desde tu punto de vista, ¿qué tanto apoya este movimiento de Black Lives Matter?
Bueno, yo como latina lo apoyo. Yo he conocido a Patrisse por muchos años y hemos hecho trabajo juntas por muchos años, uniendo las causas afroamericanas y latinas y muchas veces inmigrantes. Hemos marchado, nosotros somos de Los Ángeles, en las marchas que estaban desde el principio de los 2005, en las marchas de inmigrantes. Yo creo que a veces la comunidad latina no entiende realmente el movimiento de Black Lives Matter, no entiende el poder que puede tener, pero yo creo que sí hay muchas organizaciones que han trabajado con Black Lives Matter, que son latinas, para poder empujar que la dignidad de nosotros como humanos. Patrisse habla mucho sobre las deportaciones que están haciendo ahorita de ICE, con el presidente está específicamente buscando activistas en el movimiento de DACA o de personas indocumentadas que están peleando por sus derechos, y que muchas veces vemos estas peleas separadas, pero realmente son iguales.
Muchísimas gracias. Tell us a little bit about your memoir.
My memoir is a coming-of-age story of a young black queer woman who is finding her way in a society that has really tried to trample on her and her family, and that is ultimately trying to develop really a worldview in which black folks and poor people are treated well. And it's also a coming-of-age story for an activist. We don't often get to hear how young activists develop their theory, developed what they thought was important. And so this is what this memoir is about.
And about the Black Lives Movement and the Latino community, how you see that relationship so far?
I mean, there's been really great relationships with specifically, black folks in the Latino communities, especially really working with Afro-Latinos and being able to have that conversation about black people are Afro-Latino, black people are African, we're American. And we've also worked really closely with an organization called Mi Gente, down and led by Marisa Franco in Arizona.
And some ideas or advices on how we can galvanize the work that all the Latino organizations are doing, because it looks like we are working a little bit separate, right? So we are working immigration, we're working a little bit of incarceration, but we haven't, galvanized our efforts yet. So what do you think we should do to improve that?
Well, I mean, I think there's a lot of things we can do, but one thing we can think about doing is work around decriminalizing. The idea that a human being is illegal, that is a call for decriminalizing. The idea that people who use drugs can go to jail for it, that is a call for decriminalizing. And so if we look at our movement as a movement that is a movement that's trying to decriminalize, I think that can become an important center point for many of us.